Chimps.
But whatever. There's something I want to ask anyone who's like deeper into yoga. I love asking them, what the fuck are chakras? Like, is this
I love chakras.
Are they sense organs? Can we live a better life through them? Or do they need to be maintained in some way? Like, what the fuck are chakras?
Totally. Okay, totally. I love chakras. So first of all, chakras are not, you can't really find them in the body. It's more of like, you could kind of think of it like a vortex within the body. So it's like an energy center, but you can't tangibly touch it. And they definitely do need to be maintained. So it's kind of like, like you go maintain your car, get your oil change, your tires changed, all these things. You really do need to be, taking inventory of the different chakras and how balanced they are. So they could be overactive, they could be underactive, or they could be balanced. So ideally, we do want all of our chakras to be the same size. You can think of them as like balls of energy, or like whatever, that are just along your spine, and they kind of just like chill there. And let's say like one of them is imbalanced, then like the one on top and the one on the bottom of like the middle one, let's say that's imbalanced, will naturally get imbalanced as well, because it's like a flow of energy, right? What was your other question about the chakras?
I was just like, what the fuck are they? I put the word fuck in there on purpose because it just seems like very elusive.
What the fuck is the chakra?
Yeah,
I'm gonna write a book about that.
That's the clip. What the fuck are the chakras? Yeah, I just have this weird. It's hard to describe, but like the way our consciousness is kind of emergent or maybe able to be tuned in by the body or the brain or all the neurons or whatever. Like, it's hard to describe the other bodies to people. It's hard to understand that they're happening simultaneously. They create each other in a weird way. And for me, the chakras are this kind of, like you said, they're intangible. It's a very spiritual concept. It has a lot to do with how we feel and how we're maintained physically and emotionally and mentally. And yet, in space and time, it creates this kind of point, this kind of place. So it can be abstract for people, but it's not for me. I just have a hard time putting it into words, and I just love getting other people's words on it. So I don't want to load the question too much, but I just wanted to know, like, how do you see them? How do they function to you? Like, you were doing a great job. You can keep going.
I see it as the Force. You guys ever watch Star Wars? Obviously, you've watched Star Wars. Okay, yeah. So it's basically like the Force, and they talk about like the metachlorians, which I think are like the meridians, which are like smaller, like channels basically within our body, but it's all just channels of energy, and depending on the energy that we have, the energy that we carry, the foods that we eat, the media that we consume, the relationships that we have, like this is all going to come and affect our inner being. And I think that where the chakras come in, it's because it's an easier way to categorize how you're taking care of yourself. So like, okay, let's go with the root chakra. How are my basic needs being met? Kind of like Maslow's again, like how is my family life? How is my home life? How is my sense of security within the world? Like, how is my financial situation being taken care of? Like, if you feel like all of these answers are like really bad, then, your root chakra this is an indication that your root chakra needs work. If you have the tendency to constantly disassociate, if you have the tendency to constantly want to be anywhere but where you are, maybe your crown chakra is in need of some attention. So I think that it kind of just becomes like a map of how you can spiritually tend to yourself by using one chakra at a time.
Yeah, and I love how you said that they, like, the middle one will kind of tend to the top and bottom one, because I've always had this understanding or kind of story in my head of how they're connected, and it's very much about evolution, and it can be the species or an individual, and it's like a story in a way of how you are cellular. You need these basic needs met, and I'm sure I've said it on the podcast before, but like, you move to the second chakra, and this is like about development and about sexualization and about a kind of like a physical maturity, and then that bleeds into the ego and how you compare yourself to other people and everything else that comes with the ego, but that's where it comes from. And then from comparing others and meeting others, you get this kind of love chakra idea again, and from there you get communication, you get through love, you get real communication with yourself and others, you know? And then that could kind of loosely describe the throat chakra. Again, these are like westernized, kind of like watered down, but still very much like true and useful, like you're saying, like a map. And then through deeper communication, you learn more than you ever could with one life, you know? And through that, you start seeing behind the veil and getting that third eye understanding. And then once you see behind the veil and you see everything is fucking God, you hit the crown chakra and you realize you're going up like this, but the energy's coming down and you're like, holy shit, I'm trying to be you and you're trying to be me. And it's like,
yeah.
I'm like sweating from that.
That was good. That was a really good analogy. And I think this is like super pertinent to what we were talking about before. I forgot who told me this a couple of years ago, but they were kind of using like the state of the world as like going through the chakras. So like the first hundreds of years, or maybe like the thousands of years, like, you know, there was, you know, it was all about survival. It was all about, you know, being, you know, taken care of, being sheltered, finding a community, you know, making sure that you had food. We were hunting and gathering. And then like kind of like, let's say the Renaissance time, you know, or like when we started like building stuff, it became more creative. We started populating the earth. We started, you know, art came out of it, you know, like I said, the Renaissance, like that's when all like the major artists started coming out and like really listening to like their intuition. And now we're in the state of like capitalism, which I like to call the third chakra, because like, you know, we're like the imbalanced solar plexus chakra. It's all about greed. It's all about the ego. And hopefully we are switching to a state of compassion, the fourth chakra, you know, where it's like love of self and others unconditionally. And like the chakras, this is like super basic, but it's the best way to explain it. I always say the first chakras are the physical world. The last three chakras are the spiritual world, and the heart chakra is what merges the two, is what kind of keeps the balance between the physical and the spiritual world. So hopefully we're kind of merging that, because
that's so cool. It's like
it seems that way. I mean, we're reaching like a peak of chaos in terms of everything right now. So it's what comes after chaos is usually
that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, but in any type of scenario, you kind of see we're kind of at the red line, and what usually comes out of that is just like you can't stay in chaos for too long. There becomes compassion and like something new. And I guess a lot of people get scared because we're in the chaos. Sometimes that's all you can see, but it's no different than the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. It's, you know, it's like a very chaotic moment, but usually transformation and beauty comes from it if we make it through that. That's like the moment in history that everyone's talking about right now.